Once upon a time, in a quiet little village nestled between green hills, there lived an old lady known to everyone for her kindness and wisdom. Her name was Mara. She wasn't wealthy, nor did she hold any special titles, but her joyful spirit made her the heart of the village. Every morning, she could be seen walking through the cobbled streets, greeting everyone with a warm smile. The people adored her, and they often visited her for advice or simply to brighten their day. One day, a curious young man named Leo, who had been watching Mara for some time, decided to visit her cottage. He couldn't understand how she remained so cheerful even when life was tough. With a mix of curiosity and frustration, he knocked on her door. "Come in, dear," Mara's gentle voice called out. As he entered, the cozy little cottage smelled of freshly baked bread, and the warmth of the hearth made it feel like home. Leo sat down and asked directly, "Mara, why are you always happy? No matter what happens, you never seem sad. Don't you ever feel bad when things go wrong?" Mara chuckled softly and looked at him with kind eyes. "Ah, my dear Leo, life is like the changing seasons. Some days are sunny and bright, while others are stormy and dark. But I learned a long time ago that happiness comes from inside, not from what happens around me." Leo frowned, still puzzled. "I don't understand. How can you be happy when bad things happen? Doesn't it hurt?" Mara nodded slowly. "It does hurt. Let me tell you a story from my life. Perhaps it will help you understand." Leo leaned in, intrigued by the shift in her tone. There was a heaviness in her voice, a depth he hadn't noticed before. "When I was young, I had a family, a husband and children. We weren't rich, but we had love and laughter in our home. One day my husband fell terribly ill. We didn't have enough money to buy the medicine he needed. We tried everything we could, but—" Mara paused, her eyes reflecting memories of deep sorrow. Leo held his breath, sensing the weight of the moment. Through her personal story of loss, she inspires the village to embrace positivity and gratitude. "He passed away," she continued, her voice steady but soft. "It was the darkest time of my life. I cried for days. I thought I would never be happy again." Leo's heart ached for her, but he couldn't help asking, "So how did you move on? How did you find happiness again after such a loss?" Mara smiled gently, the sadness in her eyes replaced with a spark of wisdom. "After some time, I realized something important. Being sad wouldn't bring my husband back, but my children still needed me. They needed a mother who could smile, who could show them that life, despite its hardships, is still worth living." Leo leaned back, absorbing her words. "I made a decision," Mara said firmly. "I would not let the bad moments steal my happiness. I started looking at life differently." "Differently? How?" Mara stood up and walked to the window. She pointed outside, where the sun was shining and birds chirped in the trees. "Every morning I tell myself, today is a new day. I will find something to be happy about. It could be the sunshine, a blooming flower, or the laughter of a child. There's always something good, even in the hardest times." Leo nodded slowly, but a lingering doubt remained. "But what if something really bad happens again? How can you still be happy then?" Mara turned back to face him, her expression calm and resolute. "It's not easy, Leo, but I remind myself of one simple truth. Everything passes, the good and the bad. When something terrible happens, I tell myself, this too will pass, and I focus on the things I still have. My health, my friends, even the simple fact that I am alive. Happiness is a choice. You can choose to dwell on the pain, or you can choose to find joy in the small things." Leo sat in silence for a moment, letting her words sink in. Finally, he stood up and extended his hand. "Thank you, Mara. I think I understand now. I'll try to find something good in every day, no matter what. Mara took his hand and gave it a gentle squeeze. It won't be easy at first, but with time, it will become natural. And remember, even the darkest night ends with a sunrise. As Leo walked back through the village, he noticed things he hadn't before. The laughter of children playing, the smell of fresh bread from the bakery, the warmth of the sun on his face. He smiled, realizing he had already begun to see life through a different lens. Word of Mara's wisdom spread throughout the village. People began to change their perspectives, learning to find happiness in the little things. And slowly, the village became a happier, more peaceful place. Thanks to Mara's timeless lesson, everyone understood that true happiness doesn't come from what you have or what happens to you. It comes from within. Life's challenges will come and go, but a positive attitude helps us remain strong and content. And so, Mara's legacy lived on, reminding everyone that no matter how difficult life gets, there's always something to be grateful for. Happiness is a choice, and the choice is ours to make every single day.